Right now, what we have is the governor who's had a call to ask legislators to come and do something which is, in our view, illegal.
The Missouri NAACP is suing Governor Mike Kehoe to stop the special session on congressional redistricting. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Erica McGuire.
And I'm Megan Drakis. The group argues lawmakers already redrew districts after the 2020 census and shouldn't be called back until the next one.
ABC 17's Mitchell Kaminsky joins us live from the Capitol tonight after the first day of the session. Mitchell, that lawsuit was filed in Cole County this afternoon.
Erica, Megan, the lawsuit argues that under the Missouri Constitution, the governor can only call for a special session under extraordinary circumstances. I spoke with the president of Missouri's NAACP, who tells me that a session held during the COVID-19 pandemic would be an example of one that would qualify. Inside the Capitol today, lawmakers pushed ahead with this special session, but outside the Capitol, a handful of protesters gathered throughout the day calling the move unconstitutional, with some of them warning that it could weaken minority voices, a sentiment echoed in the lawsuit. On Friday, Governor Mike Kehoe ordered lawmakers to Jefferson City to redraw Missouri's congressional districts. The proposal would rework the 5th District, represented by Democrat Emanuel Cleaver, out of Kansas City and into mid-Missouri.
We can see that on a plain textual argument from the Missouri Constitution that what's happening here is inappropriate.
The NAACP says redistricting only happens once per census, completed in 2020. With maps passed in 2022, they call this session an illegal overreach that wastes taxpayer money.
Nationwide, we are seeing a movement where black and brown voices are being silenced. Communities perceived as black and brown, Kansas City and St. Louis, are being subjected to their votes being taken away, their political power being taken away.
The lawsuit claims Missouri would suffer irreparable harm if the special session was allowed to proceed, and asked the judge to block it immediately. If granted, lawmakers would be forced to stop their work before any vote.
I think that they're saying the quiet part out loud.
Juanita Story drove over 100 miles from St. Louis and spent more than 5 hours on the Capitol steps protesting the special session.
I don't care what party you are affiliated with. When your rights are taken away, there's no longer a democracy. I feel like I'm in a dream because my family, my mom and dad were both born in Puerto Rico. I was raised in St. Louis. I had to assimilate. I believe in the American dream. I have the American dream. I want it for everybody.
Other states like California have pushed back against President Trump with redistricting efforts of their own. Chappell tells me that the key difference is that Missouri has been under a travel advisory from the NAACP since 2017, warning that minorities could be treated differently here in the Show Me State. One example he pointed to is former Attorney General Andrew Bailey refusing to release racial disparity data, even though it is required by law, and that these redistricting efforts are an attempt to weaken political power for black communities in St. Louis and Kansas City. Reporting live in Jefferson City, Mitchell Kaminsky, ABC 17 News.
All right, thank you, Mitchell. House members have another session on the new map scheduled for tomorrow.